Hello. This is exciting. Finally streaming on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and on many channels, which is awesome. And it's going to be, I might have to figure out where to place stuff because the TikTok's really low. I think I might be able to get away with. The only problem with that. I know, I need my stand. All right, hang on, guys. Just stare at the picture. Try it with this one. See if this stands tall enough. Hello. It's definitely better. Oops. Just have to figure out where to get it sitting. Sorry, guys. Because I'm streaming to multiples. Whoops. Knocking you guys all over the place. Don't get dizzy. Don't get dizzy. All right. So that's how it'll have to work. We kind of have this one here and this one here. And, there's just, so sometimes I'll be looking at you and sometimes I won't. But good morning. How are you? It's been a while since I've streamed to multiple channels like this. But I did say this week that I was going to reestablish my lives. I was going to restart them. So now I just need to figure out how with this that I get to, oh, there we are. Perfect. All right. I can see my comments on that screen now. I'm going to have a little sip of tea. Today, we're going to talk about the new moon in True Libra. So many people will say, and mainstream astrology will say that the new moon today is in the sign of Scorpio. The problem with that is it keeps us very distracted. And I just realized that is hanging down a little bit. That's okay. It's okay. It's a microphone. But that keeps us disconnected from the truth. So I like to work with true sidereal. That's the preferred astrological form that I use. And I use that because I'm a truth seeker. And to me, it matters what the actual planets are doing in the sky at this time. So I look at the sky, I look at where everything is in placement. And that's how I follow through with astrology. So I do what is called Christic astrology. I look into your chart and I provide you with your soul stream. It's not a personality thing. It's about how you're meant to show up in the world here, the tools that you bring with you, and the things that you can have access to as well. So it's pretty cool. Today we're going to talk about, like I said, the new moon in Libra, and I'm probably going to pull a couple of cards. And thank you for following me. It's the perfect temperature. If you don't have a heater for your coffee or your tea, you should get one. I've delayed for years not getting one. Finally got one. Best thing ever. I always have hot tea. That's perfect. Okay, I'm going to get my cards out. We'll check in on the energy for today with our lovely cards. And we'll see what's going on. And then we'll get into talking, like I said, about the new moon in Libra and what that truly means for us. And I'll link into it a little bit about true sidereal, so that those who are familiar with seasonal or tropical astrology, which is the typical astrology that we use in the world today, if you're looking in your local newspaper at your horoscope, the horoscope that you're seeing is going to be based on tropical astrology. When you look at sidereal or true sidereal, they are slightly different in that they're looking at the actual placement of the planets in the sky. They're not doing it as an arbitrary thing, in the sense of it's March 20th, so it's Aries season, where Aries is, it's new Aries. Hi. Why is that important to you? Why is that have you talked to your sister? Now, I like to think about when I'm doing questions for other people, and like if someone comes in and they're like, "What do you see here?" or "What do you feel in this situation?" I like to do that for the individual, not for someone else. And it's all about consent, right? And if we're being appropriate within consent, it's kind of like, well, what is the information that you're allowed to know, or what is the information that's pertinent to you in your life? And while you may think that knowing the health of your sister's relationship is pertinent information to you, the way that you're going about accessing it is the way that's not correct, right? You should be asking your sister and getting her information, and finding out how she feels about how her relationship is, not coming to someone who's going to look into her relationship. If she wants that, she can come to me and I will look into her. Does that make sense? All right, so let's check and see what we have coming up for us with the energy for today. I have the Light Seer, the Light Seer Tarot that I'm using this morning. It is one of my preferred tarot decks. You'll notice if you're on my YouTube or TikTok, my YouTubes, or if you're on Facebook, you'll notice a little QR code that's up in the corner. That QR code is for you to go and check out hugsforhomeless.com, which is my nonprofit, where I build hugs, which are backpacks filled with essential needs for those in community who are struggling without housing. So that's our donation link. You can go to the Hugs for Homeless website and check it out. It's hugsforhomeless.com, and we are accepting donations right now. We're focused more on monetary donations. We will have donation drives where we set up in a location and we will be receiving things like mittens and toques and hats and, for those that don't call toques. We'll have donation bins, and we'll set up and take actual donations of stuff. But right now we're just getting financial donations so that we can build the backpacks and distribute them into the homeless community. So we really, really need your help. And one of the things that happens in society a lot is that we believe we're just one person. Who are we and how can we help? But the facts are that you can help more than you realize. And that small little bit of help that you give is going to be huge for you. And it's going to be huge for the person that's receiving it, whether you realize it or not. And every time that we say, I'm just one person, who am I to do that? We push everything that could change because of one person further down the line, right? When we look at littering, for instance, right? Well, I'm just one person. How can I clean up all this litter in the world? Well, that one person that goes out and is walking along the paths and they're picking up the garbage as they go, they're going to be seen by other people. They maybe are being spoken to by other people and talking about how that's something that they feel passionate about. Hello. And in that particular way, they can be motivating other people to change. Maybe someone sees them picking up garbage while they're walking and they are like, that's amazing. Well, look at what that person's doing. I'm going to do that too, right? That's how we affect change, right? We lead by example. We demonstrate how other people are meant to live. So be the example. Don't think that you're too small or, you're just one person. What could you do to help? Don't ever think that, because you are more powerful than you realize, and your help is very important. All right. Hi, Craig. How are you? How are you doing today? All right. Let's see what we got for the cards for our message for today. And then we're going to talk about the new moon in Libra and what you can expect today. And like I said, I know for some people, this is going to sound a bit weird because they follow mainstream astrology. And in mainstream astrology, it says that the new moon is in Scorpio today. But that's not the case. If you go look at the sky right now, and I have the True Sky app, the Sky Live app, or the Sky Live up all the time. And the Sky Live, if we look at it right now, for the moon, let me see. Oh, sorry, that's on the 18th. We are on the 19th. We are at 9:11. So I'll even put it right at the exact time we're currently sitting at. And the moon is in the constellation of Libra. So to me, truth matters. If the moon is in the constellation of Libra right now, it is not a new moon in Scorpio. as much as mainstream wants to tell us that. So we'll be talking about the new moon in Libra because that's where the moon is currently sitting. Okay, so let's see what the cards have to say about the energy for today. What can we expect as the collective? And share, what are you experiencing collectively, energetically? What are you experiencing in your life? Are you finding things to be quite chaotic, or are you detached enough from what's going on that you're kind of looking at it like it's a really crazy show that's going on, and it can be entertaining at times, but you're detached from it more? Or are you invested right in it, and are you finding things in the world today to be very chaotic and very disruptive? All right, what can we expect? Spirit, can I get a good message for the collective? All right, we've got the Queen of Wands. This is a lot of passionate and explosive energy. The Queen of Wands is someone who chases her passions, and she's very creative, very energetic. It's that passion, right? And so when you're doing something, you want to make sure it's something that you feel for, right? It's not you're just doing it because. If you're going to work in a job and you're doing it just because, then your energy is going to be depleted throughout that day, right? As you come home, you're going to feel a bit more exhausted. Sorry, I should have just blocked it, but I just hung it up. Getting some spam calls. I don't know who it was, but somebody apparently sold my phone number. Buggers. So whatever you do it with your heart, right? Have your heart invested in it. That's the alignment piece that many are missing out on, and they're just living, they're surviving. They're not actually thriving in life. They're just doing what they have to do, basically going through the motions, and their life is very much on repeat, rinse and repeat. You get up in the morning, doing the same exact routines, go to work, to the job, come back feeling the same way. Then you just, check out in the evening or whatever you do in the evening. And your energy is just depleted. And you're basically, like I said, just in that survival mode. You have to find the things that make you passionate. You have to find the things that bring you into alignment, so your life aligns to you, and things become quite magical when they do. So this Queen of Wands is asking you to fire up your passion and go after the things that make you feel joy or make you feel alive. And for those of you that are on TikTok, you can really, really help me. Unfortunately, for anyone that's watching, likes, comments, and shares. I don't know why it was that was weird. For some reason, my phone was trying to download something or something. Just gave me a message that my storage was full and it couldn't download something. And that's probably a good thing. I wasn't downloading anything. So anyway, that totally knocked my train of thought out. So let's see what other cards that we have. So we have the Queen of Wands asking us to follow our passions and, to go after those things that fill us with joy, and to take action, taking action, being creative. Like, that's a very, very big part of the Queen of Wands energy. All right, what else does the collective need to know for today? Now we've got the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is a beautiful energy in the sense that it talks about moving in silence and keeping things secret. So oftentimes we'll get these things that we're super passionate about. We maybe want to start a new business, or we want to go out on a venture. And let's take it, we'll keep with the story that we had going where you're going to work, you're drained, exhausted. It's not where the joy is. You're just living. You're just merely working, just living. You're just existing. Rinse and cycle, repeat. And then you have this idea, I'm going to leave mainstream. I'm not going to be doing my job as, the local factory, or I'm done with working in these things. I'm done working, in this particular space. I have this idea. I've had all these, past experiences with grief and with managing grief. And I think it would be a wonderful thing to be a grief doula. So you make the decision to do that. Well, if you tell people too soon, what often happens is that they will end up destroying your dream, right? They'll put like seeds of doubt in there. Like, what's a doula? What's a death doula? Or what's a grief doula? What's someone that deals with in grief? Well, how are you going to make money? How are you going to survive? I don't like, how are you going to afford to live? Like, how are you? And they start to seed all of that doubt in your mind. And they're just really echoing any of those streams of doubt that you maybe have within yourself anyway. They're just showing you what you maybe have within you, but they will really spoil it for you. So this is about making moves in secret, not telling everybody everything that you're doing. It's like that gestation period. So if this passionate thing, this new passion that's coming in for you, that's firing you up, that you want to take action on it, but don't tell anybody just yet. Think about it as, you know, the first trimester of the baby, and you don't want to tell anybody about that until you're past that critical stage of where you may have a miscarriage, right? Many women do that. They wait until after the first trimester before they announce their pregnancy, because they want to make sure that they're past that time when a miscarriage is more common. So think of it the same way with whatever this beautiful new passion and desire that you have, that you're wanting to bring to the world and take action on. Take that Seven of Swords energy and just be quiet with it. Nurture it. Keep it secret for you. Build it up and get ready. Well, that's nice. I hope you feel good about that. Make sure I didn't drop any more. Are you happy with your life choices, Maddie? All right, what are some other things that the collective needs to know at this time? Let's see what the cards have to say for that. And if you're on the live, please say hello and please like. Nice. And please like the lives. It helps for my metrics. It helps to position me for those that in TikTok are on the For You page looking for something. The more likes and comments and, you know, stuff like that I receive, it positions me better on that. So if you're here watching, please tap the screen and give some likes. And the same thing with here. If you're watching on TikTok or on Facebook or anything like that, just hit a like on the broadcast and put a comment down. Tell me where you're from. Do you have any new moon rituals planned for tonight? We've got the wheel. Now the wheel spins like the wheel is constantly turning, and you want to catch it when you're on the upswing of the wheel. You don't want to be catching it on the bottom. The wheel basically refers to beginnings and endings. Like there's new beginnings, and all beginnings are endings, or all endings are new beginnings, right? We're cycling through that. The wheel can be bringing us things that are aligned with fortune, or it could be aligned with struggle or failure, right? We could be getting something that is aligned with karma, or we could get something that's more aligned with fate, right? That's the way that the wheel looks. So it's constantly spinning, and sometimes it's coming up to show you some patterns that you're repeating, and it's showing you those patterns so that you can break out of some sort of karmic spiral that you're in. And hi, Jer Bear, how are you? Oh, throwing some cards around. All right, let's see what else we have for the collective for a message for today. Do note that, like I said, on my broadcast here on the top, there is the QR code, and that QR code takes you to hugsforhomeless.com. And I am looking for donations so that we can build backpacks and distribute them into the communities where they desperately could use them. I mean, I can show you guys on this camera real easy. You can see outside and see the snow that's here. It is quite cold in Alberta now. So those that, sorry, I apologize about the wiggly wobbly of the camera. So those who are homeless need supplies more than ever, right? So you can help as little as $1 or $2 or whatever it is that can help, right? Every dollar helps. So if you can assist with that, that would be really great. So the 10 came out, the 10 of swords, sorry, the 10 of swords. And the 10 of swords is about walking away. It's you're done. Like there's something that is ended. And we already talked about beginnings and endings with the 10 here, right? And we've talked about how there may be this new passion that you got to keep secret for now. With beginnings, there's always the endings, right? Is what I was saying. So there's something that we need to walk away from. And the 10 of swords is the done. You are done with it. There's no playing anymore. There's no manipulating. There's none of that. And you know what I realized? I realized that I didn't share. And sharing is caring. So I should share it myself to the people that support me as well. And we're going to get talking about that Libra moon in a moment. And again, for those of you that are watching me on TikTok, I would appreciate it if you could tap the screen. 3 likes when I've been on for almost a half an hour is not the way that TikTok functions. They don't want you to just give me 1 like. They want to see hundreds of likes, thousands of likes. One live that I did, I had over 100,000 likes on it. And they use that as a metric to position you on the For You page in the live pages. So if you're enjoying what you're watching or you're here watching, then support me at the same time. Thank you. I appreciate that. Where am I looking for it? There we go. Last one. Last one to share, and then we'll talk about, I don't know, we'll look at the cards and determine if these cards are, if we're good with the reading so far. Hi, Happy Niche. How are you? How are you? Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And thank you for everything. Yummy. All right. We have something that's ending that we need to walk away from. Well, what's coming on the horizon for us, right? Walking away from this, what are we walking towards? So let's see what else is coming up for the collective. We'll pull one more card. Aw, it's crazy, right? It's just crazy. You're like, how? How? You know, like, how? All right, what else do we have for the collective? I did do a bad thing though. I forgot to share it out to my followers until just now, which is okay. The people that, Lindsay, hello. Oh my God. I haven't been live for a bit. I was taking a bit of a break in a way. 22. I was taking a break in a way. I moved from Ontario to Alberta at the end of October. And before I did that, I helped out my son and his partner. She owns a cleaning company. So I took a full-time job for a bit. Just a bunch of different things going on. But now that I am here in Alberta, and I've been here for 2 weeks now, I'm reestablished, and I decided to do more frequent lives. So I'm going to try to do a live every morning for the next little bit, and then we'll see where I get to in a little bit. Yeah, we should catch up for sure, for sure. So I'm going to talk about some of the other stuff that I wanted to talk about today, which is most predominantly all about this new moon. And as I said repeatedly, I deal with true sidereal. That and the stuff that I do is called Christic astrology. And it's because even the true sidereal, there's still, when it comes to the planets or the signs and stuff like that, where there's some illusions or distortions or lies that are encoded in it. And I'm all about the truth and, doing things the way that we're supposed to be doing them. So I seek that out. So I look at the sky. The moon is currently in Libra. So we have a new moon in Libra. Today is a new moon. The sun is also in Libra. So we're not in Scorpio at all with either one. And so those things are they're important to me, to say the least. They are definitely important to me. So I have a bunch of different screens up. So if you see me looking around, it could be that I am checking in with one of my other channels. I will try to check in with everybody a little bit at the same time. Okay, so let's talk about the Christic truth of Libra and the new moon. All right, because we have that new moon in Libra today. So welcome, beloveds. Tonight, we are going to gather not under absence, but under divine stillness. This is not a moonless sky. This is a womb of balance, where divine proportion, cosmic alignment, and Christic design return. In true sidereal astrology, the moon now rests in Libra, and you can confirm that because you can go to the Sky Live, you can go check out the Live Sky apps that are out there. The skylive.com is one, but you can go and check that out, and it will tell you that both the sun and the moon are in Libra currently. So we have a new moon in Libra. And not the Libra of pop astrology, but the living Libran gate of sacred equilibrium. So in March, I'm going to be teaching Christic astrology. I'm putting together a course on it so I can talk about the truth of the signs, the truth of the houses, the truth of the planets, what the truth is of how we're meant to use astrology in our lives to guide us. So I'll be teaching that in March. I'm planning to launch it for the equinox, for the new spring. So look forward to that. But I will also be sharing information on true sidereal and on Christic astrology as I go forward from here. So the Libran gate is not here to make everyone happy. She is here to restore energetic law. So to weigh what is real against what is residual, to balance not for comfort, but for clarity. So the Christic Libra is the forgotten truth. So you've been told that Libra is indecisive, right? That's one of the little things that they like to seed as the negative aspects of the signs, right? With Virgo, it's that perfectionism, highly critical stand that they have on on Virgo. But with Libra, it's been that she's pretty, but she's passive, or she's indecisive, can't make decisions. And that's not the truth. That is a lie that has been of distorted world. That it is the lie of the distorted world that we live in, that fears that sacred architecture. In her true form, Libra is the Elohim of design, the architect of divine symmetry. She is the one who remembers how to build heaven into matter. So Libra holds the scrolls of sacred relationship. Libra holds the temples of harmony between masculine and feminine currents, and the contracts of balance, not imposed by law, but encoded by light. In her distortion, Libra overgives, hides, bends, or breaks. Okay, so that's the distortion. But in her Christic form, Libra stands as a center point, holding both justice and beauty. She is the balance between sovereignty and devotion. So this new moon, this true 0 point, this is not just a reset. This is the sacred pause between breaths, where source whispers, what will you build from truth? This new moon is not the time to manifest from emotion. It is the time to realign your original energetic symmetry. Okay, so there's a bit different. So we're going to ask questions of this new moon. Okay, so you might want to write these down or look at, I guess we're at 9, so about half an hour into the recording that gets put up on YouTube and stuff like that in the live area. It would be about 30 minutes into the recording. Where have I given too much just to feel safe? So where are you over giving in exchange for safety or security, right? And we do that all the time, right? You give in the relationship, and maybe at the end of the day, like, you think you're giving in the relationship to keep the relationship because you believe in this person and you believe in the relationship and you see the possibility of the future. But what you end up doing is just giving and giving and giving. And at the core, it's because of that not feeling safe alone, and not being okay with that. So it's usually the fear of being alone, and the insecurity that that brings. So the next question is, what relationships reflect my oversoul's codes and which reflect old survival patterns? So look at your relationships. Which ones are you holding on to because they reflect your old survival patterns? And which ones are the relationships that reflect your oversoul's codes, where there's a true alignment? Grand Rising. The other question is, am I constructing a life that reflects divine design or distorted desire? And that's a huge one, right? Knowing whether you're in alignment and you're following things that are aligned with your divine design, that code that you brought in with you. Or is the stuff that you're following those distorted desires built on, society and, the belief that you need this, or you have to have that, or you must acquire this, you have to live in this specific way, so on and so forth, right? I'd have to check back to see what the actual date was when the sun, because I had a question about when the sun entered into Libra. If you want, I can do that right now. I'm just going to be looking over here. We'll change the object to the sun. And I will check. And we are on the 19th, find it. All righty, I'm going to scroll it back on dates until we see when exactly the moon entered into Libra. So it entered into Libra around, let's see, we're still in Virgo then. So about 3 a.m. on October 31st. 3 a.m. on October 31st is when the new moon entered into Libra. Or sorry, when the sun entered into Libra. There. So yeah, so the 31st at 3 a.m. the sun entered into Libra, which would officially begin Libra season, right? So you think about how many children were born in this moment in time that were classified as being Scorpio, because it was determined that Scorpio season began, right, on the 20th, let's say, of October. So there's variances, and those disconnects, or the way that it's disconnected from the truth, that keeps us disconnected from being in alignment. And happy new moon, love. I really appreciate the tapping on the screen to give likes. I appreciate that. So we're going to do a practice. We're going to do a little practice today. It is called the Solar Soul Practice. It is a Libra light body alignment, and I'm doing really well because I'm standing today, and this one does ask you to stand. Now, if you can't stand, just sit with your spine nice and tall, with your feet flat on the floor. Okay, so we're going to close our eyes. I'm going to slow down our breathing, just really connect to that breath coming in and out. Okay. And as you're breathing in and out, nice and slow with your eyes closed, I want you to visualize golden scales over your heart. Okay. As you inhale, I receive what is mine. As you exhale, I return what is not. Inhale, I receive what is mine. Exhale, I return what is not. One more time. Inhaling, I receive what is mine. And exhaling, I return what is not. Let your energy body rebalance itself to the frequency of truth. Sit in that energy for a moment. And when you're ready, you're going to speak after me. I am the still point between spirit and form. I align with divine design. So let this become your decree for the week ahead. Oh, I would love to do your astrology, Lindsay. I do believe that. So if you're in, you're the Libra Scorpio cusp, so you'd probably actually be a Virgo, more than likely in the true sidereal system. Yeah. And I am doing soul stream, like Christic soul streams, which give you an understanding of your entire astrology. Send me a message, Lindsay, or something like so that we can connect, or I'll send you a message through my website because you're part of the Temple of Light. And we can talk about that, and we'll do the true Christic astrology for you. I can do it without the time of birth, but that does take an extra time for me because I would need to scroll through the 24-hour period in which you were born. So if you were, say, born on the 1st of October, I would have to scroll through all 24 hours to check and see if any of the bodies changed throughout that 24 period, right? So if, at 2:15, let's say Mercury moved from Gemini into Cancer or Leo or something, right? Like if something moved, you'd have to note that and say, okay, so this could be this, or it could be that because of the date that you were born on. Not everything changes very rapidly, right? The sun's moving through the signs over the course of a year. The moon moves through the signs over the course of a month approximately, right? So yeah, I can definitely do that. So the Libra moon doesn't ask for peace at the cost of truth. Okay, she asked for truth that creates real peace. So Libra's going to ask you to get real with yourself, is what she's going to ask. She wants you to get real. She wants you to balance. She wants you to look at the things that you're doing and understand the motivation behind why you're doing them, so that you are aligned with your divine design and you're not doing things just out of fear or out of habit. You're not entering into, you're keeping and holding on to relationships that have long since expired and went past their due date. She wants you to know, like, why am I holding on to these things? What is the fear that's keeping me holding on to these situations or these relationships? Because are they aligned with my divine design? Are they aligned with my soul? Am I being honest with myself in this? And so this is the time with this new moon to close the contractions of distortion, to align the scaffolding of your next creation, and to restore balance, not for the world's comfort, but for your soul's clarity. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to anybody else. It matters to you. Do you have balance for you? Right? If getting up in the morning quietly with, I oftentimes get up and I just keep my lights completely off. I get up and I sit and I wait and I watch the world wake up, and it's pitch black outside. You can just see, because I usually get up around 5. So you just see this, world waking up in silence, and I sit in silence and I wake up slowly. That could be balanced for me, but that could be absolute nightmare for somebody else. So don't force yourself to have a specific routine or to adopt rituals that aren't in alignment with you. Make sure that everything is actually in alignment with you, so that there's a truth to it and there's a benefit to it, instead of knocking you out of alignment or keeping you tied to things that aren't meant for you. So you didn't come here to perform balance, you came here to embody it. So let the scales remember, let the new seeds be chosen not by the mind, but by the scroll of your oversoul. And so it is. And so it is. So that's my information on Libra, on the new moon, and our little mini ritual. How's everybody doing? The stuff that's going on for Anshara'El right now, I have 6 membership groups that I manage, all for different purposes. So you can check out those membership groups. I have soul alignment sessions, which are one-to-one sessions that I do that connect you to your truth. I do Akashic readings. There's so many things that I can check in on. I have mini classes, I have courses, I have books, I have a library of light, which has a bunch of different scrolls that I've written that you can, read all of the free scrolls, or you can get a membership and read some of the more membership scrolls. Those scrolls are added as a freebie to the other membership groups like the Christic Mastery Circle. Let's see, other things. I did talk about this a couple of times, but there's a QR code that is on my YouTube and Facebook screens. And that is a QR code that takes you to hugsforhomeless.com. Hugsforhomeless.com is my nonprofit that I own and in partnership with another individual. So Hugs for Homeless, we collect donations so that we can build hugs, which are essentially backpacks that are filled with the essential needs for the homeless community. Sometimes there'll be some seasonal items that we'll put in it. In the wintertime, we're going to have more warm weather gear in the bags. In the summertime, there'll be things that'll be included like sunscreen, let's say, just to use as an example. There's hygiene products, feminine hygiene products, and stuff like that. So we are looking for donations. At some point, we will be accepting the donation of like actual items, but we have to set up to be able to handle people donating to us mittens or, hats or whatever. So, so right now we're just taking financial donations so that we can help. So every little bit of help is important, it's valuable, it's appreciated. It doesn't matter how much that you have to give. Sometimes the little that you have is still more than what others have. And what you get in exchange for being generous and giving is huge, right? So there's that. January 9th, I'm starting Bridge to Light Phase 2. Bridge to Light Phase 2 is a carry on from Bridge to Light Phase 1, which was where we looked at our traumas and our shadows, and we became to stand in our truth and aligned. And now we're in the embodiment phase. So the first phase was really shedding those layers and healing those traumas. And now, like I said, we're working into the embodiment stage. So if you're ready to embody your truth, this could be the course for you. I will be putting up the mini class that I did the other day. The mini class is called Oversoul Anchoring and Tree of Light Activation. So I'll be putting that mini class in the shop this week. So you can look at purchasing that. That would give you a taste, like a very, very, very small taste of what the Oversoul what Bridge to Light Phase 2 would be. The Oversoul Anchoring and Tree of Light would give you an idea of what that whole course is going to be like, but a very tiny little taste of it. There's lots that's going on in the course, and I'll be talking about it more and more as we get closer and closer to it. And then, like I said, in March, I will be teaching Christic astrology, and I will also be putting the Christic Soul Stream astrological readings up on my website for you to have a gander at and to book, so you can find out your soul stream information. That's pretty much it that's going on for me right now. What's going on for everyone else? Hi, V. How are you? And I have to say, if you're a someone that has a home office and works from home, definitely get yourself one of these sit stand desks because it is a game changer for your back. Okay. Figure I will like my own live. Alrighty. Well, everyone's seeming pretty quiet. Pretty quiet. So if you guys are good, we'll call that the live for this morning, and I will see you tomorrow morning, and we'll see what we get up to then. I'll probably do a check-in and see what happened. Do check out the Oracle Chamber if you're looking for a new moon ritual. I'm dropping a beautiful thing inside there. You're just getting ready for work. Nice. See, you'll have me in the morning. Tanya in the morning. So definitely check out the things, like I said, and if you are in a position to be able to help by donating to Hugs for Homeless, please do. Yeah, check in, and I will see you guys tomorrow right back here on probably all of these channels. I think this works for a setup for now anyway, until I can figure out how to get TikTok on the same screen so it'll just be all one. But you know, TikTok's got to be funky that way. Make me work a little extra harder. But if you're watching on any of the other channels, like my my new YouTube channel, so I have 2 YouTube channels, just like I have a couple of Facebook or TikTok channels. So I have my Anshara'El TikTok channel, but I also have Sharia and Lorian, all one word, as a TikTok channel, and that's my backup. That's because I got a warning for an account ban, so I figured it'd be better to have a backup. And I did the same thing on YouTube. I have my main channel, and then I have a secondary channel that I'm working on building up. So if you guys can follow that way there you keep connected with me in the event that anything happens to my main channels. But otherwise, I will see you back here tomorrow. I love you. Have a beautiful new moon. And again, the questions were around 9:30, so about 30 minutes into the thing. Mwah. Love you. Love you. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. I'm going to follow you back if I'm not already following you. There. Perfect. Love you. All right. Have a beautiful day. The backup channel name should be at Sharia and Lorian. Let me see if I can drop it in here. I mean, it's not giving me, it should be at that. It's not giving me the, like where it pops up and gives the, I'll get it for you right now, Lindsay, before I pop off. That way there, I will know. I will know it's the right channel. Yeah, this one I didn't. I did not make it as Sharia and Lorian. I apologize. That is the one that's on TikTok for now, until I can switch it to this name. So currently the other YouTube. Oh. Apparently it decided to just shut down the live. That was weird. Weird. Anyway, it is what it is. Mwah, love you. Have a beautiful day. I'll catch you back here tomorrow. Love you. That was weird. Okay. I'm heading off. Love you guys.